Thai red curry is a hit for any meal or potluck. If you think this yummy, spicy, or not so spicy Thai dish is hard to make, think again by joining me on Spanish Fork 17's cooking show today on Cooking Made Easy with June, brought to you by Macy's, the happy shopping store in Spanish Fork. Hi, welcome to Cooking Made Easy with June. Today I have a special guest. This is Rhiannon Averett.
Hi, June.
And her family, Averett, is the queen of Springville. Am I not correct or not? Sorry, Spanish Fork. But anyway, so my daughter Amy is married to your son, Morin.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit about yourself. Your family, you have how many kids?
I have 4 kids.
Okay.
I have 3 boys and 1 daughter. And we just live in Springville. My husband is a teacher at Maple Mountain.
Okay, that's Spanish Fork.
And I'm a dental hygienist. And
Nice.
we just like to play sports and go camping and hang out as a family.
And eat.
And eat.
And eat. Now, did you hear that she has 3 boys?
Boys eat. And they eat
So
a lot
I
of food.
I used to send this leftovers when I have lots of leftovers. Send it to the Averetts and they just eat it all up. It's awesome. I
missed
waste.
it.
Oh,
I missed it once more moved out.
Anyway, so here we are, and you wanted to make red curry. So this is a little different. Instead of having a guest to come and just really show a family recipe, you wanted to learn how to make red curry.
Yes.
So that's what we're gonna do. So red curry is so easy. It's so great to make for a big crowd. You've had it.
Oh,
You've had
delicious.
Okay, so anyway, what's even easier is that Macy's has these hand-trimmed, already trimmed, everything ready to go if you're in a hurry, and so we can just take it out and cut it up. Look at that, isn't that awesome?
That's perfect.
So they have all kinds of chicken there, and so I'm going to, I'll start cutting the chicken, and then maybe we can switch and you can practice cutting the chicken or whatever, and then we can go from there. Okay, there's not really any trick, so maybe I'll start with the chicken right here. So I'm gonna start cutting with the chicken. So the chicken, like again, is boneless, skinless, so there's not any fat in it, which is, I actually love because it's already trimmed and the fat flavor will come from the coconut milk. So this is easy for me to cook with this. So then I just, usually if it's fatter, like you know how sometimes the breast is thicker, see, I like to then I would thin it out, but this is not that thick. And I'm so picky, Rhiannon, I like to take all these little gristles out because I like to have a perfect bite every time. So that's huge when you're cooking, you know what I mean? You want to make sure that the ingredients are good. And so then you just kind of like bend your knuckles a little bit and you just slice it like that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this because we have a lot to do, but. So anyway, so we're doing this, and you can angle it a little bit to make shorter pieces. Honestly, you cannot make a mistake, Rhiannon, because we can just chop it and cut in half, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But we want it thinner. The thinner, the better. But I wouldn't worry too much. I just don't want a really huge, big chunk. See, so sometimes when I have long pieces, I just cut in half like that. And then I just put it in here, and it's all gonna go into the pot. Okay?
All right.
So I'll have you come and start doing that, and then I'll start showing you how to do the veggies.
Okay.
Okay, now red curry, traditionally, we actually put all kinds of vegetables. And usually it's the green tomato, which is like a tomato. It's like small, and it's really hard, and it's green, and it makes it look really beautiful in the soup. But we don't have those here, really. We don't, it's not just the green tomato, but it's a different type of tomato. And so, but it's so good in it, and then you simmer it longer, and it's great. But I go for the make it easy, right? So, and we have zucchinis coming out of our ears, especially during the.
Oh.
Do you have zucchini?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you.
Plenty of it.
Oh, okay. So instead of throwing away or make more and more and more and more zucchini bread, you can roast it, and even these thick ones, it's perfect. See how it's hard, but it's still going to be awesome in this curry. Okay. So what you do is you cut like 2 chunks, because this is really big and you have this spongy area. I'm gonna actually cut it out. Sometimes I don't, and it still would taste okay, but I'm gonna cut some of it out because but I mean, honestly, in Thailand we wouldn't even cut it out. We just eat it, and we don't even have to cut it out. But anyway, so then I just start. maybe on the side, and then I just start cutting it like this. Do you know what I mean? And okay, so I don't want you to cut yourself. And you can turn it. And it doesn't even have to be that thin, honestly, but something like that.
Okay.
You think so?
I can do that.
Okay, and then I'm gonna cut these. So look at how, I mean, you think you can throw it away, but also once you cut it like this, you just stick it in a freezer bag, and you save it for more curry and soup all
Oh,
winter
that's an
long.
excellent idea.
Yeah, so
wasteful.
don't give away your zucchini anymore. You just cut it up and put it in the freezer.
Keep it and save it.
Yes,
Freeze
and then
it.
it's so easy, and then you just dump it in there, frozen, and then it cooks in 2 minutes. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'll let you go ahead and do that, and I'll finish the chicken. Okay. So have you ever had Thai food before? You had mine, or I can't remember.
Mainly
what
just
you
yours.
said. Oh,
Yeah.
well, you have nothing to compare with.
Well,
Well, maybe
I'll
mine's not-
have to get out and try a little more.
Maybe mine's not that good after all, because you haven't had any other.
Why go somewhere else when you've had the best? Is what I say. So
So you haven't, just yesterday I can't remember, I was at, Tyson was getting his haircut, and we were at, where was it? I think Fantastic Sam's. Anyway, so we were talking about the curry, and this guy, he's the business owner, he's from California, and we were talking about Thai food, of course, and he was like, oh my gosh, yeah. Because I said, well, my quest is I want people to have real Thai food. Because a lot of times it's so popular, and you have, no offense to other cultures, but you have these different cultures that are nearby Thailand, like Laotian culture, or a return missionary from Thailand, and they try to open a restaurant, and they do well because people love Thai food. And I'm not saying they're all bad, but it's not like, sometimes it's not very authentic or not very as good as
and we probably think it's good just because we don't know the actual flavor.
Yeah. Anyways, but one time I was in North Carolina, and there was this big in the mall, and it's a pretty big. I think it was Charlotte. It was a big mall, and they had a booth, in the eatery, and it said, it says Thai food. And I walked over there, and it was just like all these stir fries, these Chinese stir fries. I'm like, no, there's no curries, there's no pad Thai, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh, people think Thai food is just this, and it's not. Anyway, so that's my little pet peeve going on it. What do you normally cook for your kids when you make for a bunch of people?
What do we do taquitos a lot.
Okay.
Um,
See, that's the thing. Go ahead. Maybe you should have shown me how to make taquitos.
taquitos are really
Those
good.
were there.
Yeah, that's one of the favorites. What else do I do a lot of like meats, barbecuing out on the grill.
Oh,
just
yeah.
'cause
That's always a
easy
hit.
and
Yeah.
It doesn't get hot in the house.
Okay, I'm gonna wash this real quick, and I'm gonna cut. Although we really don't need to cross-contaminate, honestly, because we're gonna be putting it on a big soup pot. So I'm just gonna come on, I'm gonna help you cut all the veggies.
Do you want all this cut too? The whole.
I guess so. Okay,
I guess we're gonna
so
freeze it
these are
anyways.
too big, but it's okay. See, we just cut them in half. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, just cut these up.
Just lengthwise.
Yeah, I
gotcha.
kind of like it to be almost bite-sized, so that way we don't have to work too hard. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when you make a soup and curry, you want it to be where they can just take a spoonful, and then you have the bite-sized pieces. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But honestly, if you want to keep it big, it's okay too. Or you can even just go like this and just cut it. Okay, I think we have enough zucchini. I'm gonna cut up this, and you can help me cut the yellow pepper. I'm not stressed about the seeds, honestly. And if you don't have a red bell pepper, it's okay. Then you can just not use bell pepper, because sometimes it's expensive or you don't have it on hand in it. Bell pepper is hard to store in the fridge for a long time, and if you don't use it, it gets bad. But I've also freeze this. I've froze it before, and I've cut it into chunks and froze it. See, so I just cut it like this, and then I'm gonna cut it lengthwise. And again, there's no exact way that you need to cut a vegetable, but I just find that this is the easiest way, and then I just cut like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And then that's all we need for the pepper. And then here, you can finish. Do you want to finish that or
Yeah.
no? And then I'm just gonna cut the onion. I'm gonna put some onion, and I haven't always used onion in it, but it adds more flavor to it. I think sometimes I don't even put onion, because one of our vegetables that are already chopped up in a can is this bamboo shoots, and I like the strips and not the flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
they're thinner.
yeah, and they're thinner, and they're so good. This is considered a vegetable. And so we have our onion, our red peppers. So to add color, I like the green. zucchini, sometimes, and you have squash. I've also put squash into the soup.
That sounds good too.
And so, also, but actually in Thailand, we also put green beans. You can put almost any vegetable you want, but those are traditionally the different vegetables that we put in red curry, okay? So I just cut up the onions and that's plenty. We just have one onion and that's it. So, okay, so I think we're ready. We're going to, all we have to do is open these cans up and then we put it all together. So that's the big important thing, is to have everything ready to go. And then when you're ready, you're gonna turn on the wok and you just throw it together, okay? So
All right.
we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, we'll put it all together and it'll be ready. So come back. All right, welcome back everyone. We now you can make curry. Some people go, well, if I need a wok to make Asian food. And honestly, you really don't. I mean, you could use a big pan. However, a wok does hold a lot more vegetables and doesn't spill over as much. You know, I love my electric wok, and it's just especially this one, it just heats it up so quick and gets so hot. And so I love this for stir fries. And I mean, it's easy for them. They like to make scrambled eggs and things. So you can do anything. So the Chinese are awesome. Okay, so basically we start with you heat it up, and we put a little bit of maybe a couple, 2 or 3 tablespoons of oil. Well, we're actually doubling it, so we have a lot of chicken to cook. So I'm gonna put, okay, go ahead and let's go ahead and now a couple things you can do. We can brown the chicken now, and then put the stuff in, or we can put the paste in. But actually, I like to put the paste in really quick first. So if you can hand me the tablespoon right there. So this tablespoon, so the recipe calls for about 2 tablespoons to start off with. But I like to, here you can, don't get it on you. I like to start out, now you can handle a tiny bit of spice, right? And I can't remember.
I love hot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna actually do 2.5 tablespoons, and we can always add, but we can't subtract.
Okay.
So we start out with 2.5 tablespoons. And so we can taste it, and if you want it more spicy, now then you can add more. But I love this brand. Made Ploy is the only kind I love for curry paste. And it's made in Thailand, and all the ingredients are there. I've had people say, you don't make your own paste? I said, well, no, but in Thailand, we go to the market too, and they have these big piles of paste that we buy. So I know. So this is very close to homemade. It actually is.
Good.
So easy cheesy, right? Okay, I'm gonna rinse my hand really quick over here. So then we go ahead and put the chicken in, Rhiannon.
All right.
And then I'll start, so you can start smelling. You see how it's cooking, but you don't want to burn the paste. You want to just warm it up like to where it's sizzling, and you're kind of smelling it.
Smells so good.
Okay, yeah, so I have it on high. So this is, then go ahead and stir it around for that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to start adding the spices. So if I recall, per recipe, because I'm doubling, it's actually 2 teaspoons of fish sauce. Now fish is basically an anchovy sauce. So that was 3, and so this is the 4th one. And so 2 pounds of chicken and fish sauce, curry paste. So I believe it's, oh, I can hear the, I can smell the peppers. Oh, it's good. It's good. Okay. So, I better check my recipe book. I can't remember if it was 1 teaspoon or half a teaspoon. Okay, so my recipe book, out for like almost 6 years. But if you go on Amazon, it's really expensive now because they don't have as much. But if you go to Cedar Fort Press, it's a lot cheaper. So they still have them, I think. But I need to do another cookbook or revise it and do another edition because it's been doing so well. Okay, so I do need a teaspoon of salt per thing. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. And this is where it's very important that you season the meat, because this chicken has no fat, basically no flavor, right?
Right.
So we do want to add the seasoning at this point. So add 2 teaspoons of salt. And then MSG is apparently, unless you're allergic, oh, where did I put it? I'm gonna go get the MSG. Accent, it's called Accent, the brand name, but it's MSG and it's basically a carbohydrate. So unless you're allergic, it's not bad for you. It's like salt, it's a seasoning. People think it's so bad for you. There's a big hype about it, but it's not. So I'm going to put a half teaspoon of that, and that's 2 batches, so I have 1 full teaspoon. And I'm going to add a little bit of sugar, just a teaspoon. Some people love it sweet, but I like it just right, not too sweet. So this is 2 batches, so 2 teaspoons. So people think that Thai food needs to be really, really sweet, but no, we don't. We like it just the perfect balance. And that's it. And so now we're going to add the coconut milk. This brand, or there's another brand, Aroidi. There's a couple really pretty good brands of coconut milk. Make sure it's not an off-brand, but a couple stores, Macy's has these. So it's a good brand to buy, Chakao. I don't know how to pronounce it honestly by now. So I'm just going to open that up while you're stirring. Oh, open up these cans. You're going to go, what is this? This is so easy, right? No
like,
secret.
Why didn't I make this a long time ago?
I don't know. And you know, I honestly love it because my recipes are made to where, you know how they go, oh, you need a cup of coconut milk. I'm like, I don't like it. I wrote my recipes to where a can, or, you know, do you know what I'm saying? I do measure the chicken broth, but actually this whole can is about 2 cups, so, you know, so there you go. We don't have to waste anything. All right, so I'm going to add the coconut milk. I'm going to spatula over here. Okay, because I don't want to waste all this yummy, yummy goodness. Can you smell the coconut
Oh, it smells
milk? It's amazing. I love it. So make sure, if you can smell that, it's the best. Oh, no offense, but I'm going to be honest with you. The brand that they sell at Costco, and it's called A Taste of Thai. Boo, no, do not go use Taste of Thai. I'm sorry, Taste of Thai. If it was good, then I would promote you, but no, it's not a good coconut milk. You know, and waste your money. It makes me so mad when I buy something and I spend all that money and then it doesn't taste good. There's not even a good coconut flavor. It's like they enhance it with water. It makes me so mad. But this is made in Thailand. I'm not sure where Taste of Thai was made. I think it was California. Oh, maybe it did say made in Thailand, but it's not the same at all, just because it's made in Thailand, honestly. But you have to make sure. Because if you can read the ingredients, this one has mostly, it has some, I guess it does have some, but the main ingredient is coconut. It's an extract.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's very coconutty. Okay, so now I'm going, yeah, go ahead, and then we just dump everything in now. So you can go ahead and add your vegetables while I turn on the chicken broth. And then a cup of chicken broth. So a can of coconut milk per batch. And I'm going to do this. So you know how you see when I opened only one side, and so it's not a smooth pour. What you need to do is open 2 sides, so it gives it a low pressure. See how smooth that is now? I don't know if you want to
Get the
know
air in there.
that. Extra tidbit.
Otherwise it doesn't come out.
Yeah. I'm not sure we're going to add all of the zucchini, but go ahead and add as many of the other stuff as you can, and then I'll go get a bag and put the extra zucchini in there. Okay. Got the onions and the red bell. See, you notice the color? Like if you don't have zucchini, then you can get some use frozen green peas. That's good too. And it's green.
They
frozen
complement
peas.
each other.
And I don't love peas, honestly, but I don't mind the frozen one or the fresh ones. I hate the canned peas. So, yeah. So go ahead. We could probably just add. Honestly, if you want to make this a vegetarian or vegan dish, make it the same way, but you use a vegetable broth. And it will taste a little different because, of course, obviously, you don't have the chicken flavor. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
but some people, if you eat vegan, you can do this. It's amazing, and Thai food is so good for you. I'm being honest. One time, this lady told me, she said, she was so excited about my cookbook. She said she was really sick for a while, and they couldn't figure out what's wrong with her. And so she tried everything. They tested her and everything. They said, okay, maybe it's your diet. I don't know. She just didn't feel good. Nothing in her muscles sore. Well, anyway, so she started looking up ingredients because they said, well, this is good for you. This is good for you. And a lot of those ingredients were in the Thai curry dishes and in the Thai dishes, like turmeric and red chili peppers and all these spices, lemongrass. Do you know what I mean? And the herbs and things like that. So anyway, so that was so then that's all she eats is Thai food.
Well, that's
And
good.
she
Then
started
feels
feeling
good.
better. She
Yeah.
feels so good. It's clean. Anyway, so this is a step towards goodness. So let me grab a couple basil leaves. And this is not in my recipe book, but if you have a chance to have Thai basil on hand, and it's just amazing to put into your curries. Smell that, Rhiannon. Smell that basil, Thai basil.
That's one of my favorite smells is basil.
Oh, but see, notice it tastes, the Thai basil is like a licorice smell.
It's a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different, and so it's perfect for this dish. Okay, so go ahead and stir that up, and we'll save some of this for garnishing.
Oh, that smells delicious.
Yeah, so that's it, and then we just cover it and let it come to a boil and simmer for like 5 minutes, because honestly, the boneless, skinless chicken takes 5 minutes to bake, to simmer, to cook.
Well, that's simple.
Yeah, so we're gonna come back, we're gonna take a little break, we're gonna come back and serve it up. Woo!
Yum.
So come back.
This is the best part.
All right, welcome back. Oh, can you smell it?
Oh, it smells so
Look
good.
at it, look at it. So I'm gonna stir it. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So you got that little bit of
Oh, that's
thing
delicious.
in there, but you stir it and it's just beautiful. Ah, and it's so pretty, isn't it?
Oh,
lovely?
it's so pretty. The colors.
You made
the
this, you helped me
texture.
make this. Look how easy that was. I think it's easier than tacos almost.
Oh, I think
Isn't
it's
it?
easier than anything
Easy
I've ever
anything?
made. Yeah.
So now you're gonna make it, right? So, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and dish up some in here for pictures. Oh,
Oh, this looks good.
so we're just bragging about these bowls from the Asian store. It's amazing. They're so pretty. I'm gonna add some broth into it. A bit more, because it's kind of a deep bowl. You know, this reminds me of, there's this little show, I think it's on Disney Plus. It's this, you need to go watch it. It's a Chinese love story. It's a timed period, and it's all about cooking.
Oh, really?
And it's so fun. I mean, they show them doing this, and it's, I love it. Anyway, let me move over here a little bit and
You
then wipe this
bet.
down. Okay, so Rhiannon, if you want to, you can go ahead and grab you some rice. I'm gonna just clean this up a little bit. All right, let's put this here. I'm gonna put a bit of Thai basil on top, a couple leaves. Thai basil, oh, I don't like that one. Go ahead and help
That
yourself,
looks
get some
beautiful.
to taste. So we have the Thai basil, we have our stuff here, and then we'll use this to, actually I'll get a different spoon. I'll get you a spoon. Okay, here you go. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
get me some.
You
Just
some
a
rice?
tiny bit, I just want a little bit because
Okay.
just a little taste. Get me a little bit of chicken and veggies.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you. All right, Rhiannon, did you get enough? Did you get some
Oh, I got lots of
soup
juice
in there?
and everything
Okay,
in there.
here we go. Okay, let's try it. I hope I didn't forget an ingredient. Oh, talking about ingredients before you taste. I forgot. Well, you guys, we took a break. I forgot to put the bamboo shoots in. And it's a major part. And it doesn't take long to cook, so just don't forget to add the bamboo shoots. Ooh, it's a little kick.
That's perfect.
You like that?
Yeah,
Okay, so that was, I think that's a medium hot.
I like it.
So I would say it's 2.5 tablespoons.
Okay.
So start with 2.5 tablespoons. Might have been heaping.
Oh.
Was I heaping it?
I don't think so.
Mmm.
But it's got a good little
So
kick to it. It's so
good.
good.
If I don't say so myself. I always laugh like, I made this, my recipe. It's so good.
You should be proud. It is really good.
But it is though. If I forget something, I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Way good.
Way good. Okay. What do you think? Are you gonna make it?
This is a keeper.
That's a keeper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. we
This
make
is
it
a
all the
once a
time.
week meal.
Yeah. Oh, that's my quest.
Yes.
That's my quest. My quest is that when you guys go to your table and say, okay, what are we gonna make this week? And you plan it.
Well, it's so
and you're
simple.
gonna say spaghetti, you know, we love spaghetti and tacos and Thai curry. Come on.
It's curry night.
So you guys make it a curry night every night, I would say, and leftovers are amazing.
Oh, I think it tastes better
Yes.
even better the next day.
Exactly. So go make this and happy cooking until next time.